is going to be my crappy guide for going from 0 to 20. I can speak. 0, 20 to 50, 20. This bad boy. So, where to start? I guess the first things that you're going to want to add are distractions. Let's say something like this easily and get 1,000 points, but pretty quickly I think you can get up to at least 2020. So you add all these, you can add all 5 animatronics for events. You've got 2020, which is 4,000 points. Now, how do you play this night? Very, very easily. So, at the start of basically every single night in this game, you're going to want to turn on the power generator and turn off the fan. Then go into the ducts and place an audio alert there. Completely stalling all 3 animatronics in there. Now, I kind of messed up there and let Baby in. You're not supposed to do that. He'll always appear on the first cam clip. So just shut the side vents shortly after opening up the cameras for the first time. And from that point, you're just going to want to deal with distractions, and anytime you need to flip up the cameras to reset the ventilation, like that, close the vent, flip up the camera, reset, flip it down, open the vent. And literally just repeat that until the night ends. That's it. And you can get 4,000 points. Because Happy Frog, Mr. Hippo, and Pigpatch are all stalled by the audio alert. All the vent animatronics can't get in because you're closing it before opening the camera, and they can only kill you when the cameras are up. And everyone else can't kill you. Except for Rockstar Foxy, but the strategy for him is don't click the bird. You can manage. So, jumping up from 2020, you're going to want to go to 2520. And this is where you're going to actually have to play the game, which I'd recommend adding animatronics like Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, and Withered Bonnie. I'd hold off on Golden Freddy. He's not super difficult, but he's definitely the hardest out of the mask animatronics. So, instead of that, you can add something like Scrap Baby, and maybe like Freddy. And that'll get you to 5,000. And this is a very similar night to the previous one. We're going to start with that. Yeah, start with the duct, put the audio alert in it, and the only difference is that you have to put the mask on for the mask animatronics. Watch Toy Chica right here. Damn. Don't do that. That was risky. I forgot to close it. But, yeah. It's mostly the same thing. The only thing that you need to change is closing the left door as well before cam flips. So, for example, I'll just reset early. Oh, never mind, there it goes. So left door, front vent, down. Now, Scrap Baby's the only other thing in this night, but they are very simple. If you see them, look at you, shock them. If you don't. They usually don't even show up, so it's not a big risk. And you can beat 2520 again, basically for free. So now we're gonna get into some of the harder stuff. At this point, you probably either want to start adding stalling animatronics or just other random cleanup characters. So I'll start with the stall animatronics. You've got Nightmare Mangle, Circus Baby, Nightmare Bonnie, and Rockstar Chica. Now, I will note about Rockstar Chica, you don't actually have to have the wet floor sign on the right to fend them off. You can keep it on the left if you're stalling from cam 2, because what am I trying to say? She can be stalled by the doors as well. So Nightmare Chica can't get in if the doors are there, but the other 3 can. And then just add someone random like Phantom Freddy. And that'll get you to 6,000, but I'll add a couple extra for funsies. So you can add Nightmare Freddy, he's pretty simple. Rockstar Freddy, Nightmare Fredbear. And then once you get here, you kind of get into the hard characters territory, so now you can add Golden Freddy. And that'll get you to 3520. I think anyone watching this video can beat this selection of characters. Anyone watching this video. Even you, Timothy. Yeah, that's basically it. That's all the hard stuff. So from here, all you need to do is close the left door in front of you, open up the camera, fend off mask animatronics. Make sure that anytime you put the cams down, you're putting your mask on immediately. Smile! Because you don't want to get nuked by Golden Freddy. But, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Because basically everything's getting stalled. Hardly even have to try. I'm 1 minute in and I've used 2% power. So it's pretty self-explanatory what to do from there. The only thing I didn't mention is Nightmare Fredbear Nightmare, but if you hear them laugh, close the door. Nightmare Fredbear can't even kill you because you're always closing the left door before cam flips. So Nightmare's the only real risk, and it's still not a risk. So once you get to 40-20, 40-20 is where it actually gets hard. You have to actually choose characters that can actually kill you. So, I'd hold off on adding Chica, Puppet, and Lefty, because they all use the global music box. I mean, they've got other mechanics, but we're going to be fending them off with the global music box, and that's something you want to deal with much, much later. That's like 47-20. 48. So instead of that, you're gonna have to choose other characters, like Jacko Chica, and Laura, and Afton. And those are really the only easy ones to add. Every other animatronic has their own problems. But I'd say doing either Nightmarian or Nightmare BB, whichever one you personally find easier. So for me, that's Nightmarian. And then try to add Rockstar Bonnie. Now, common misconception is that Rockstar Bonnie's pure RNG. Pure RNG is Toy Freddy and Foxy. Not pure per se, but they're definitely a lot harder because Toy Freddy and Foxy kill on 0.5 second intervals, which are much harder to dodge than Rockstar Bonnie's 13 second intervals. Now, the strategy for Rockstar Bonnie is pray that he doesn't show up, which is kind of annoying, but it's not impossible to do, especially because you don't need to memorize every single 13-second interval in the night and make sure to not flip up your camera there, because most of the cam flips are, around about where the hour is, so you only need to dodge those intervals. But if he does show up, you want to check Cam 2, because Cam 2 is one of the cams that it can spawn in, his guitar. If it's not in Cam 2, you're just dead. But if it is, then you can continue the run. And yeah, that's how you deal with it. That's basically it. So, Nightmarian should be somewhere around here. I think I turned them on. Did I? Oh, yeah, there you go. So the one thing you gotta watch out for this night is temperature. Because once you get to 89 degrees... Hi, Laura. You want to turn on the fan so that Jacko Chica doesn't kill you. I'm used to playing with headphones. I'm playing with them right now, so that's why I closed the doors. It's just a habit for Ballora.
Please deposit. Thank you for depositing 5 coins.
And once you get to 60 degrees, you want to turn the fan on. First moment, but the point still stands.
Don't get distracted.
Make sure not to accidentally turn the power gen off like an idiot. That's a pretty good one. And, there's not much else to say. It's kind of just more of the same.
Please deposit 5 coins. Thank you for depositing 5 coins.
Yeah. And that's how you do that. So, now we get to the really hard stuff. Because next up is 4520. From here, the characters you want to avoid adding are Foxy, Toy Freddy, and Funtime Foxy. And since you're avoiding them, you have to do at least one Global Music Box character, I think. Because you'd have Nightmare BB, Dead Bear, Warhol, and Music Man. Yeah. So, since you're gonna have to add one, you might as well add them all. Chica, Marionette, Lefty. And since you're doing Global Music Box, you might as well do Music Man, because you're going to be quieter while you're doing the or you could try adding Netbear. Or Orville. But Netbear's easier. Because the problem with Netbear and Orville isn't actually fending them off, it's staying on cycle. Because if you use the heater to deal with them, then that might throw off your global music box for handling the other characters. So the strategy I used in my winning run was pray. And you don't want to do that, but it did work for me, albeit after 164 attempts. So, if you do decide to use the heater, you definitely want to do it while you're in a power generator part of the cycle, and not in a music box part of the cycle, because you do not want to throw off your music box. And speaking of music box cycles, turn the power generator and turn the power generator on and the fan off right at the start of the night, and then every 14-second interval, if that makes sense. 14 and 44s. 14 and 44s, you're going to turn on the music box and turn off the power generator, and every 1 and 31, you're going to be turning on the power generator and fan. Now, you might want to do the fan in a weird spot, like not on those intervals, just to be more safe with Jacko Chica. You don't want to be hitting 90s and 91s because you just don't want to take the risk if you don't have to. But usually it's fine. It's only if you like missed a cycle or something. But usually if you missed a cycle, you're dead. So, but 4520 is reasonably obtainable for anyone after a decent amount of practice. See, right there, what I did was stupid. I pressed the flashlight on my inner baby. Really shouldn't have, but yeah. Sometimes, like if you hold it for a very short amount of time, he won't kill. So, yeah. See right there, I got to 91 degrees, so that was some time that Jacko Chica had to advance. It's not a huge deal or anything, but it can definitely be tricky. But yeah, that's how you do 4520. That's the rundown.
Distracted.
A lot of UCN is just waiting for the ventilation to go out, which can be kind of boring sometimes.
Please deposit 5 coins. Thank you for depositing 5 coins.
Sometimes it can just get chaotic. What am I using? And all the chaos is usually on the cam clips. cycle might be you can start the music box early or turn power gen off early
Smile.
or whatever, just to get yourself slightly more on track if you're... Usually you don't have to, though.
Please deposit 5 coins. Please, thank you for depositing 5 coins.
The good news is that 4520 is not RNG. You can beat it 100 times out of 100 with absolutely no worry. The only thing that I'd say is even slightly RNG based is Rockstar Freddy. Cause did that wrong. Rockstar Freddy. Cause he might you know, ask for things.
Please deposit 5 coins. Thank you
But
for
usually
depositing
you have
5 coins.
Wait to fend off vent animatronics, like, wow.
Please deposit 5 coins. Thank you for depositing 5 coins.
So, don't do that. What happened there was that I messed up my music box cycles. I wasn't paying attention, and I hit 14 and didn't deal with it, so the puppet got out of the box. Why is it doing the intermission? Stop.
Dear Diary, yesterday.
Fake. Okay. That's out of the way. But even though the puppet got out of the box, I got extremely lucky, and it didn't kill me while I was in cams. Ironically, right as I was talking about it not being RNG, dealt with something that was entirely RNG. And now that we're talking about RNG, let's talk about the last 5 characters. So, at this point, if you haven't added them yet, you have to add Ned, Bear, and Orville. They're just the easiest characters to deal with out of the remaining 5. If your 4720 doesn't look like this, you're doing it wrong. The only trick with Ned, Bear, and Orville is that you're trying to dodge you're trying to stay on track with your cycles. So if you use the heater, you're going to want to do it while you're in the power generator spot. But the difficulty there is that, what's it called? The temperature. The temperature is going to go up since you're using the heater, and that might throw you off for Jacko Chica. So, they can be kind of annoying. Of course, like I said, the way I dealt with them was just praying. So, effectively, it was the same as what I just did there, of course, without the puppet blunder right at the end. Now, is for the worst characters. The last 3 characters are easily the hardest 3 to add, because no matter how you do it, you're gonna be running into problems. Because you really only have 2 choices, and that's paying for the plushies or praying for good RNG. And since it takes 60 Faz coins to pay for all the plushies, and getting Faz coins is entirely RNG, either way, you have to deal with RNG. So, that, on top of the fact that doing the plushie strat is much, much harder then doing the stalling strat is why a lot of the first victories for 50-20 were with stalling. So, after you beat Ned Bear Norval with whatever strategy you use, heater, praying, or, I don't know, going into the duct menu and closing the ducts on them, whatever you choose, now you have to pick between these last characters. And the easiest one to add out of these is Foxy. Now, I'm actually gonna go to a whole new night for this to explain it, because Bonnie and Foxy can get very annoying. But right as you start the night, and you're doing whatever nightly setup you're having to do, you're gonna look at the figurine. Sometimes it'll be Bonnie, sometimes it'll be Foxy. If it's Foxy, while you're doing the setup, you want to look at him, because this is gonna stall him for a pretty good amount of time. But of course, once you get to cam 2, you're no longer looking at Foxy. So this is where the zero frame camera flip comes in. You press S to open up the camera and flick your mouse down. Foxy is being a dick. Yeah, he just will not. Okay, there we go. Did it with a regular flip. But the point is,
Uh-oh, how unfortunate. Uh-oh,
you do zero
how
frame flips
unfortunate.
until
I know how much
Bonnie
you like to
is
fight,
on the
so
table,
I'll add a new problem
and then when
to
Bonnie's
your
on the table,
night.
you don't have to do any more zero frame flips until you do your next cam flip and deal with that. So, right there, I saw Foxy was on the table, so I had to do zero frames until Foxy got off. Now, you don't have to do zero frames, and the thing is, zero frames are a lot more dangerous, because if you mess up, you're gonna get, you know, Freddy, Innard, Mangle, Withered Chica, whatever else, in your office, and you do not want that. Sometimes Bonnie will be on the table after a cam flip, that's just... okay. That's just how that goes. But, that's how you deal with Foxy. You can do regular flips as well. I think that's what I did in my 50-20 run. I can't remember, it was a long time ago. But, the absolute last character you add is gonna be up to you. You either want to add Toy Freddy or Funtime Foxy, which are the hardest characters in the game for completely different reasons. Funtime Foxy explicitly requires you to look at their camera in order to deal with them. So if you're doing stalling, it's not going to go well. Funtime Freddy, after he game overs, is entirely RNG, and until then, dealing with him regularly is just infuriating as is. So... with the strategy that I used, which was the stalling strategy, you add Toy Freddy first and do this as your 49-20. The only difference between this and this is gonna be your attempt count, because the strategy does not change. There is one thing that you do with Toy Freddy, outside of the strat for 48-20, and that's right at the start of the night. It's the same thing as Foxy. Block him off once, and then go on with the rest of your nightly stuff. because blocking him off once will potentially lead him to gaming over after your first ventilation reset, which gives you less opportunities for him to kill you. But eventually, you're gonna do 50-20, and 50-20 is obviously the max mode, so it's gonna be pretty fucking difficult. So, I'd recommend finding an office that you like and sticking with it. The main factors in an office are Scrap Baby, Helpy, and brightness. FNAF 4 office is the brightest, FNAF 3 is the darkest. The sister location one has a really bad Helpy position, if I recall correctly. So does the FNAF 4 office, and so does the... Actually, I think the FNAF 3 offices is pretty good. And the FNAF 1's Helpy position is pretty bad, because Helpy goes behind Scrap Baby, so if Helpy gets covered up, that can be kind of annoying. You could just click where he is out of instinct, but that's one more thing to add to your grocery list of things to do every cam flip. So, you really don't want to. I stick with the FNAF 4 office because of the brightness, because you want to be able to see as much as possible before each ventilation reset and delayed as much as possible. Now, I got lucky in my 50-20 run because I was about to run out of ventilation and did a cam flip at 4:28. Could have lost it right there, but I got lucky and managed to beat it. But the main factors are Funtime Foxy, Helpy, BB, and JJ. Because these characters together are going to be... BB, JJ, and Helpy are going to help you deal with Funtime Foxy. Because there's no way to look at Funtime Foxy's camera, so what you have to do is Death Coin them. So, let's grind out buy the Death Coin, kill them, and do whatever else. Now, the problem with this is that there's so much other stuff that can go wrong while you're doing the Death Coin sequence, because you have to deal with the global music box, because you're not doing that in less than 14 seconds. You have to deal with Phantom Freddy, you have to deal with Phantom BB and Phantom Mangle, who are going to be in the cameras. Old Man Consequences, fucking L-Chip. You're gonna have to deal with Nightmare BB every single time you flip up the camera, or flip down the camera, I mean. And same with Golden Freddy, and Withered Bonnie, and Rockstar Bonnie, I mean. Because you're gonna probably be up in a 13-second interval, and they're gonna spawn. I died more times to Withered Bonnie than I did to some other characters, and it's frankly embarrassing. Even fucking Ballora. Because whenever Ballora's attacking, she causes static in the cameras, and that can block you from seeing the Death Coin, which has a pretty tiny button. Rockstar Chica. This is why people doing their 50-20 attempts put their wet floor sign on the right, because you're moving off of cam 2 while you're buying the Death Coin. Music Man. You don't want to be too loud. Vent animatronics. You have to close the door so that you're not letting Mangle or Wither Chica in, or Springtrap, I guess, but who cares? And you're still having to deal with Foxy, and the worst one, you have to do all of this while Toy Freddy has probably already game overed. Yeah. You also might have to deal with Freddy. It really depends on the temperature and how diligent you are. Another one's Nightmare Freddy. Nightmare Freddy takes 8 seconds to kill you if you flip up the camera frame 1. So, you really need to be fast with it if you don't want to get killed by Nightmare Freddy. And then there's the fact that XOR appears on 5020 99.999% of the time, but you're not gonna get lucky enough for them to just never show up. And even if you do, then you get 10,000 points instead of 10,600, and that's just sad. So, you've gotta juggle all that, and really the step up between 4920 and 5020 is a bigger step up from 020 to 4920. It's really that big of a difference. So, just for fun, let me show you what the average 5020 attempt looks like. So, if you're wondering what I did wrong there, the thing was, I was too slow. I took too long to get enough coins to Death Coin Funtime Foxy, because I was getting pretty unlucky with how BBB and JJ spawns. And you're gonna repeat this process a lot of times. So, what you're going to be doing is, every single attempt, you're going to have to move the, work, brain. Turn the power generator on, turn the fan off, put the wet floor sign to the right, which sucks because clipping is hell. Then go into the ducts, place it in the spot right there, check on Foxy if he's there, don't check on Bonnie if he's there, close off Toy Freddy, collect coins, buy the death coin, and once you do, you're going to want to close the left door, the front vent. If you hear the left door thump, or like you're gonna be dealing with that, like, if you know Freddy's there, and you close the door on him with the thump, you don't have to—
unfortunate.
Shut the hell up!
Uh-oh, how unfortunate.
But you do all that stuff. So if you're gonna be dealing with regular OG Freddy, you're gonna close the left door, wait for the thump, then open it, and that way you're using less power. But if you don't want to risk it, then you close the left door, the front vent, turn the heater on, turn the power generator back on, reset the ventilation, probably close the side vent, buy the death coin, look at Plush Trap, death coin, Funtime Foxy, move back to Camp 2, reset the ventilation, flip the mask down, open the doors, and if the Foxy figurine's on the desk, you want to do 0-frame camera flips until it disappears. Or, if you don't trust yourself to do them, just do regular cam flips. All that while juggling power generator, fan, whatever else.
Yar, me bird likes you, so I'll do ye a favor.
But, yeah, that's basically the whole guide. If you found this helpful, cool. If you didn't, then what the hell are you still doing here? There's also the challenges. If you use the 50-20 strategy for all of them, recommend buying Circus Baby's plushie because there's only one plushie animatronic. With Chaos 3, you've got so much else going on that usually it's going to be easier if you buy the stall, I mean, not buy the plushie. But the rest of them are all fairly easy. And that's about it. No shame in using power-ups, by the way. When I did it, I used all 3 of them and finished with 2% power, so, you know, battery means something. I think that just about does it for this guide. If you enjoyed the video, like it or don't. I'm not your boss. With that said,